Assalamu alaikum to everyone out there. I wanted to come and speak to the Muslim brothers and sisters and to non-Muslims as well about several things. And what motivated me to speak to you about these issues was Malcolm X. Malcolm X, alhamdulillah, is like, everyone knows him as the Muslim American, or the Muslim from America. And you see, what was so great about Malcolm was that he went beyond just speaking about Islam, but he used his the Islam to also address social issues that were taking place in the United States at the time. And so I want to come in the vein or mode of Malcolm X as a Muslim American, and also address the social ills of our society at this time with the Islamic theme behind it. Now, in the last few weeks, months, there's been the issue of the police brutality. In particular, the most recent incident, well, there's actually more than that, but the big one is the one from Ferguson, Missouri, with the Michael Brown being shot unarmed, said his hands were up. And now you can see many videos of police being caught by people using their cameras. There's even one recent in the city cameras in, I believe it was Maryland, even caught the police officer abusing his authority on an unarmed person who was not committing a crime, was not resisting arrest or anything of this sort. So this is becoming an issue. Now, I don't know if this is always, well, police brutality has been happening, but we don't know if it was this widespread, or is it just because were they always doing this, but now that everybody has cameras on their phone and all types of cameras, is it now that it's coming to the surface and it being exposed more? Or are those who are seeking to join the police force those type of persons with a psychotic mental mind state? But nonetheless, the issue, I want to address it like Malcolm addressed it at his time, and that it's going too far. And it's happening to all kinds of people. It's happening to black people. It's happening to Latino people. It's happening to white people. Black cops are doing it. White cops are doing it. Hispanic cops are doing it. So it seems that there's something wrong with those who are joining the force. They seem to be bullies in blue. They're joining the force, and they seem to have a psychotic mental mind state, and they're clearly abusing people. People who are unarmed, people who are not resisting arrest, people just asking a question, why am I being arrested? Why are you stopping me? Why this? And they seem like they can't handle that with their ego, and they go off and wail off and start, beating people up, or ready to arrest them, or using excessive force. And I have a feeling that if this continues, there's going to be a backlash. Now, I'm not telling anybody to do anything. Of course, obey the law, respect the officer's authority within the limits of what's reasonable. But I can see that it's like a cooking pot, and it's boiling. It's simmering, but it's going to start boiling. And these incidents are it's just going to keep going and going. It's going to get out of hand, and there's going to be one incident that's going to boil the pot over, and all hell is going to break loose. And I want to make an appeal to the so-called good officers, because in a lot of these videos we see, the other officers a lot of times they don't do anything. They see their partner abusing the person, and they don't do anything. They help him. They help them. Cuff the person. They don't say, hey, slow down or relax. You're going too far. They sit there while their fellow officers abusing the person. And then when the fellow officer is saying, well, you're under arrest for resisting arrest, even though the person wasn't resisting, he just got finished being brutalized, they help cuff the person. So, I have a feeling that it's going to happen one day. These incidents are becoming so numerous that there's going to be one incident, it's going to, boil the pot over, and, it's going to be a major problem for law enforcement. So, I applaud the people who are out there filming, because that's what we need. We need these things to be caught on camera. Unfortunately, a lot of times it appears that when these things are caught on camera, unfortunately, the legal system still sides with the police, even though they have the video footage and it's blatant misuse of force. A lot of times, the legal system seems to side with the officers regardless, which again is going to cause the pot to kettle boil over, because people are going to feel they have no recourse to justice. They try to, they have these things on film, they make the appeal, and the system sides with the officer, saying the officer didn't do anything wrong. People are going to feel, you know what, we have no choice. Where can we go? We have nowhere to turn to, and it's going to boil over. So I'm asking the good officers out there to handle your fellow officers when they get out of hand. Say something. Stop them. Now, there have been some incidents where, some very rare, but some officers have decided to speak up. I just seen a recent video where a female officer decided to speak up, and it appears that she had, instead of being commended, she was reprimanded. She was admonished for taking action and speaking out. So, maybe there's some of them that are afraid of what they call the blue wall, But, you can't sit back and do anything, because this can put your life in danger as an officer. You might be the good officer, and because of these officers abusing their authority, it could put your life in danger. So you're better off speaking up. And more officers, you're better off speaking up. Because if not, I fear a day where it's going to be you're not going to be able to get away with it, and people are not just going to sit by and keep filming and screaming at you that you're doing something wrong. One person is going to step in there, and other people are going to follow suit, and it's going to be all hell breaking loose. So I'm asking you now to stop the brutality before it gets out of hand, and you're really going to have a problem on your hand from the people who just are fed up with it. So good officers out there, take a stand, deal with your fellow officers, law enforcement, legal system, deal with these officers. They're not always right. Don't always side with them, because I could see America boiling over, and it could be a major problem. So please handle it.